On one of my videos, there was somewhere I explained the 666. It's fear, anger, guilt, resentment, pity, and hatred, not murder, but the act of hatred becomes murder. Say, safe, grateful, worthy, sadness, empathy, and sacrifice, which is again the act, but um, not believing in yourself enough to allow yourself to be given to everyone else, right? In the story of Jesus, it's nonsense, but he sacrificed himself for your sins. That isn't what God ever wanted, right? But once somebody sacrificed themselves, that's the ultimate power. They encourage that because that's their ultimate power. It's in the middle path, and then on the other side is money, power, success, status, control, and lust, which becomes rape. So that bottom one of alchemy, it's a math equation. You got murder. The reason premeditated murder is the most punished crime is because that's not for you to do. It's for the darkness to use, right? As many people as they sacrifice, they find babies all over the place. I said you can look up William T. Cosgrave, but he killed 9,000 babies. He sacrificed them, right? Which allows you to murder more people. It's theirs, not yours. So they punish premeditated murder. If you have the capability, you have to be really dark to have hatred, right? You have your frequency has to be super low. I call it. There's 11 levels of each, right? There's 11 levels of the sick suffering. There's 11 levels of the middle path, and there's 11 levels of frequency levels of the temptations. Lust, stealing someone's essence is rape, right? And if you're at the 11 positive levels, and then there's one negative level for 12 levels, right? Recently, they just said they sent light through 37 dimensions. And there's 37 dimensions, which are 11 levels of suffering, 11 levels of the middle path, and 11 levels of temptation. But then there's -1 of each of the other ones. Rape is stealing someone's essence. Sacrifice is stealing someone's essence. Murder is stealing someone's essence. -1. So like a war where they can get people to fight with one another. Think about all those people that have sacrificed themselves for some external thing. That's belief in your country to go sacrifice yourself so then they can go murder more people or rape more people. It's alchemy. It's a math equation. And sacrifice all our soldiers sacrifice themselves for the external thing, country. That's why there's more and more countries, 230 countries or whatever it is, so they can have more armies, so they can have more belief. The more you get spread out, the less you believe, right? Everyone believes in America so much. America! And then the soldiers go and sacrifice themselves for the external environment, and then America can use that to murder and rape. So alchemy goes from fear. The middle path would be the lack of fear, and then money, right? And then guilt, worthy, status, anger, grateful, power. Right? It's a pendulum that swings, but you're supposed to be in the middle. The more they can get everybody on either side, codependent empath. See, the empath is the power, but codependency is what they give you. And then the narcissist, the temptation side, where you think you deserve everything you have because you're smarter than everyone else, because you put in more work, because more people love you. Like, all of it's just a temptation. If you have money, you're supposed to help the suffering, right? silly story. I got 5 minutes on this one, but a silly story. Think about cavemen, which aren't real. It's all stupid. But um, if you have a tribe and you got a group of men and they go find a water source, well, and the tribe could, well, you're only going to find God's only going to give you a new water source if you don't have water at your camp, right? So the tribe's out seeking new water because they can't find any, and the tribe is suffering side. Well, the new temptation is a water source. What do you do with it? Well, in our world, for this metaphor, um, the hunting tribe that found the new source of water would pick who gets it, who gets the water, and then um, let the others die, who whatever. And the currency, you know, before there was money, it was sex, right? So you pick the group that gets the water without having to give anything up, and then you pick the group that's going to have to give up their children or their wife to get water, and then you pick the people that don't get shit. That's the world we live in. The hunting group going out, they found water, and they don't share. They make you buy in. They make you give them your essence through sex or murder or sacrifice. Doesn't matter. That's how this world works that we live in. So, it is what it is. But if you have a buck, someone else doesn't have one. If you have $1, someone else doesn't have one. If you have 10 million, you're causing homelessness. And it's a temptation. You're supposed to take the 10 million because the way you made the 10 million was through God's gifts. I don't care who you are. It was granted to you. Even the Rockefellers or the Vanderbilts or whoever, at one point they were the smartest ones of the group. They were the ones with the intelligence, and they turned it into like royal bloodlines, and then they have their kids fucking each other and keeping the bloodline pure. It's all the stories all the way back to Egypt, right? Nefertiti was fucking her brother Osiris. That's how the story goes, but it's not true. Uh, you don't keep a bloodline pure. You're supposed to share. If you have special gifts in your bloodline, then diluting it throughout is sharing the gifts throughout. Said I was going to discuss intelligence. Intelligence comes from suffering. The lower your frequency goes, the smarter you get. So if you abuse the shit out of someone, they get smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. Because God's trying to help you out to find a way out of the suffering. In our world, the suffering just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So their light, their darkness, our light. You made someone too smart, right? Somebody broke through the veil of confusion to understand all the lies. That's the 37th dimension. It's the top one in the middle. So 12 suffering, 12 middle path, 12 temptation, 11 positive, 1 negative, and then 0. The 37th is in the middle path. It's the highest dimension. And there's, I think, I could be wrong, I have no idea. I think I'm going to do my next video on the chosen one stuff. But I think there's only one person in that 37th dimension. And the pyramid that everybody sees, the symbolism of that pyramid's pretty easy for me to understand. 0 suffering. Like no more fear, anger, guilt, resentment, pity, and I'd never kill somebody. And 0 temptation. I don't want money, power, success, status, control, and I certainly wouldn't rape somebody. So 0 and 0, the lack of those things. But then a 13, a 13 in the middle pyramid, the all-seeing eye. And again, the all-seeing eye, I spoke about the guy in charge had the all-seeing eye and he used it to control everybody, but I'm not there to do it. Just because I can see everything doesn't mean I should. Remote viewers shouldn't do that. Nobody should do it. You don't belong in someone else's mind. You have your mind, I have my mind, they have their mind, and everyone has free will. That's how the universe is supposed to work. And I'm going to get through what the universe kind of stuff is and the chosen one stuff next.